Yeah, before I start answering all those questions, first I need to really say my disclaimer a little bit. Today is what I say, all my assessments are my own. It's not representing any organization. So I just want to make sure that disclaimer is said. As for the question of my reaction to MNDAA and its statement saying that it will not cooperate with NUG, that is clearly the pressure from China. Really, that is coercive pressure, because we know why that. We know that because they have done the similar pressure to TNLA. Right. So this is something that China has coerced the MNDAA to do. But in that particular statement of MNDAA not working with NUG, again, because China is very allergic to NUG because it says that NUG is too close to the West, right? So it has always an allergic reaction to NUG. So it's not surprising that MNDAA was forced to say that. But another thing is, based on the language and the tone of the statement, it reminds me of when you have prisoner of war or a prisoner, right, has been coerced to say statement that they don't mean, like ISIS, or during Vietnam War, some of the Vietnamese capturer would try to say that to their detainees, right? So I felt like it has that tone. It has that tone. But also it, like I said earlier, it is definitely the mode of operandum, MO is pretty much clearly China. Yes, that is clearly stating that China is taking the side of the military regime. And it's very high risk for China, right? Because this, by helping this brutal, genocidal military regime, they are connected to those atrocities now, right? And also now they will have the wrath of the anger and resentment of the population, Myanmar population. And the funny thing is that not only the Myanmar population that is on the side of the revolution, but also military supporters don't like that either. They don't like China in that way. So China is caught in a very, very bad situation when it's come to people of Myanmar, right? Yeah. And that anger and resentment will last hundreds of years because the people already have negative view of China prior to this. And now they are even more negative and resentment and anger. And that will make China-Myanmar relationship and economic relationship going forward will be very, very difficult for China. I think they are being used by Myanmar military. They're being used. And why? Because they don't really understand Myanmar. China, as much as China put a lot of focus on Myanmar, but they don't really understand Myanmar people. They don't understand Myanmar people. That's why, when the coup occurred, they are surprised. When Myanmar transitioned to democracy back in 2012, they're surprised because they're so selfish, self-focused, and they don't understand Myanmar people. I think that, like I said earlier, MNDAA is coerced by, China to say those statements, but they left the defense. They have right to defend, right? They left that open. And as you know, since that statement has been released, the military, military has gone, SAC has gone ahead and bombed the MNDAA control areas like Lasha, right? So that will trigger the defensive clause of the statement. And in military, we always say best defense is good offense. Best defense is good offense, right? So that will give them a reason to defend themselves, as well as for the resistance coalition forces, the other forces, for them, I think that they need to have understanding of the bad position that MNDAA is having to endure, right? The resistance effort is going as, it's on a good trajectory, regardless of MNDAA come along or not, because the Three Brotherhood, Operation 1027, the first wave and second wave has created tremendous momentum for the side of the resistance forces. So I think that they can use that and continue to go toward endpoint. Mm-hmm. If MNDAA come through, yes, then they can do faster. But I think without it, they are still on a good trajectory. Well, China doesn't really care about interests of the people, as you can see from their action and their policies. But also, if China really want this fighting to stop, it needs to control the military, the junta, right? The junta is the one that's created the fighting. The people felt like they have no way to defend themselves but through armed struggle, right? People didn't come up and start, fighting with the military until the military started to brutally oppress the peaceful protest, right? So who started it? So if China is really serious about fighting to stop its border, it needs to control the military. Tell the military and force the military to stop attacking the towns and villages and stop burning them. Right, so I think they're for China is barking up the wrong tree. Yeah. It needs to control the right, party in this fight. That's why I was saying, look back, at the beginning of the resistance, right? Nobody expected MNDAA to join the fight. They never expected it, right? So the fact that they join is always a positive. And to the degree that they're unable to join anymore because of the pressure from China, then let them be. But because they fought in Operation 1027, the resistance has gained a lot of momentum, right? It was very critical. It was very critical for the resistance coalition to have that momentum. So utilize that momentum. Thank the MNDAA for coming to the fight at the right time. But now they have to peel off because they have a lot of pressure from, the neighbor, the big bully, right? So then you just continue. But you don't want to create unnecessary enemy against your friends, right? If your friends, they were able to help you for a while and they can't help you anymore, okay, we will continue without you, because the resistance is more than just the Northern Armed Groups, right? It is all of us, all the people together. So continue to cooperate with each other. Focus on who is your common enemy. Don't make any more enemy. And looking back at also Myanmar history, for example, the fall of Manaplo. Why was they should learn from that Manaplo downfall. It was because of alliance, broken alliance. The military tried to break up the Manaplo coalition by using firepower, and they could not do it. They could not. But when they were able to break up the Manaplo alliance, all the ethnic groups that are aligned to sign the Manaplo agreement, then they become weakened, and the military was able to, take them out. So again, learn from that. And this is the time. Learn from that history, and whatever it is, continue to stay together. And those who can't stay together, okay, fine, we will continue staying together. Right? That's I think the lesson. And we know from studies, from all the winning revolutions, it's never been about firepower. It's about people power, right? It's about people power. And then when you say people power, that means cooperating with each other. People are cooperating with each other. And, when you start to attack your own who's supposed to be your friends, then you're doing, your enemy's work. Just remember that you're doing your enemy's work, right? When you start to criticize and try to attack your other friends in the alliance, right? Then you're kind of doing the enemy, SAC's work. So just remember that. And later on, you may have to address those differences. But right now, right, the priority should be, getting rid of the brutal, genocidal military junta that is in Nibiru.